So, one of the things that we can actually note from the ongoing ZANU PF People's Conference, the 22nd to be precisely, is how retired General Chiwenga managed to beat Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa at his own game. Now, we know Barakashi, they are trying to actually project the side of Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa emerging due to the fact that everybody has seemingly endorsed the 2030 mantra. But remember, that is just a political gimmick. It ends there. It would not play much of a role on the succession dispute, which is currently a matter that is ongoing within ZANU PF. So on this live broadcast, I'll be taking you through how retired General Chiwenga beat Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa at his own game today. I know there are a lot of scores that people have been looking on where Mnangagwa appears to be leading, but I will demonstrate how Chiwenga, today outsmarted by far Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. Number one, we were told by Chris Mutswango that retired General Chiwenga was isolated by Politburo members because of confronting Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa with the dossier. Get this. The man who was isolated, today he managed to come to the conference of ZANU PF, as you see on this portrait. The Mnangagwa as well as Kembo Mohati, they joined, and retired General Chiwenga joined hands together and lifted hands up. That was simply watering, shooting down the point of Chris Mutswango that retired General Chiwenga is isolated by the presidium as well as also the members of the Politburo. That was reduced to merely a propaganda. I saw Nick Mangwana posting that picture saying the presidium is united, and also flip-flopping Barakashi who have been launching numerous attacks on retired General Chiwenga, also portraying that particular picture, giving an impression that ZANU PF is united. I've always said it must be very difficult, especially to be a follower of Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. At one point, you would see that Barakashi are really confused. They don't understand what is happening, but they have to post something on social media, which expose them as nothing but flip-flopping trolls. So that was number one. Number two, we were told, good evening, we were told that retired General Chiwenga, if you look a day before today, yesterday, the way retired General Chiwenga was cyberbullied by Barakash, everyone was writing negatively. You can talk of your Mutisi, you can take Mukukunua, you can talk of Bashona, you can talk of the chief Barakash, that is Temba Mliswa, and then also you talk of individuals like this fellow Chris Mutswango. All of them, they were actually posting negative things about retired General Chiwenga. I remember also I saw Maponga portraying retired General Chiwenga as a traitor, someone who should not be allowed near the conference of ZANU PF. But guess what? He walked in through that conference doors in front of all Barakashi, and Mnangagwa was forced to sit next to him, and they were forced also to include him as a president and addressing him as a vice president. So apart from that, now caption this, now the conference is also in motion. Retired General Chiwenga is given a platform to introduce Mnangagwa, but he uses that platform to drive the message that is contained on the dossier that he told Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, amplifying it and going as far as actually defining what is Vision 2030. Simply say, and telling those present at the conference, sorry about that, that Vision 2030 should be properly characterized and defined. It is wrongly defined. He spoke about corruption, the very same thing that puts him in trouble. And to make matters worse, Mnangagwa stands up. He also speaks about the very same corruption. Now, and also when Mnangagwa was doing his slogan, Pasine Mandu, he stands up also and say Pasine Mandu. So if you are saying I'm a Mandu, you are also equally a Mandu. So, in essence, retired General Chiwenga came at their own game and used that platform to dominate. And what he showed above, because if he was going to abort that conference, he was going to be reduced like Mchuru. That's what Mchuru did. They cyber bullied. In fact, there was no cyber, but they used ZBC to, and also state media to bully Joyce Mchuru. And what did Joyce Mchuru did? She did not attend the ZANU PF conference. And Robert Gabriel Mugabe with Mnangagwa then used that opportunity for Mnangagwa to be parachuted to the vice presidency, of which he was going to use it to capitalize against Robert Gabriel Mugabe. But retired General Chiwenga did not open that space. Not only also see how Mnangagwa faction suffered a lot of defeats. Themba Mliswa has been pushing for retired General Chiwenga to be investigated. There is no investigation that has so far opened. And according to the leaks, also Ziambi has been pushing for that narrative. It remains actually a story that is written on paper. There is absolutely no implementation of that. And also, the takeaways from everything, the mere fact that he could stand in front to demonstrate that I'm also equally leading you, people who are singing 2030. And as much as all of them did endorsements, retired General Chiwenga never said Mnangagwa would be there in 2030. Kembo Mohati did it. All ZANU PF structures, including also the warvets that they have captured. They have captured the leadership. Anyway, some are doing so to survive. And we know the intimidations that have been ongoing on the paging of retired General Chiwenga supporters who decides to come out openly. So, as much as Budawashe Takurei came, he was insignificant, and retired General Chiwenga remains a vice president, sitting next to Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, treated by Mnangagwa with respect and dignity. No matter, even though he doesn't want him, he's pretending, but he had to sit next to him, and he was forced to actually canvass with him. To me, that showed a man with balls, a man who is actually with also emotional intelligence. The mere fact that he can sit next to his worst enemy and smile at him and talk with him, you could see his looks, and they were well captured by the state media. By the way, if it was Mnangagwa looking at delegates in such a manner, they were not going to spread those pictures. But to us as the viewers, those pictures clearly gives us the feelings that Chiwenga was actually undergoing, though he did not actually, ventilate them out. But being captured at some moment, exhibiting those looks, especially to people who were seemingly stubborn, who were seemingly disrespectful to him. Very few individuals could actually do that. So, to Mnangagwa, it was a defeat. The presence of retired General Chiwenga during that conference, that on its own was a very, very strong and loud statement. And the fact that when he was given an opportunity, he did not backtrack. He is still speaking about corruption. He is still also, anti 2030, saying people should not actually seek to portray Vision 2030 as the extension of the term of office of Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. He never chanted that slogan. That on its own, and apart from that, comparing two deliveries in terms of speech, Mnangagwa this side and Chiwenga, and all in terms of delivery, I think as much as Chiwenga might not be the best in the world, but compared to Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, look at his message. Mnangagwa's message was threatening to the people of Zimbabwe, to a certain section of the people of Zimbabwe, especially which is opposed to him. He was actually threatening them by, as a leader of ZANU-PF, choosing to be petty, actually complaining about social media. These people were using social media and actually putting social media in brackets, saying social media does not lead the country. But when you look at retired General Chiwenga, he did not insult anyone. He said, as much as we are talking of economic development, it should embrace everyone. We fought for the people of Zimbabwe. The resources of this nation should benefit all the people of Zimbabwe. We should shun against any form of corruption. These are societal ills that are currently, and apart from that, he talked of renewal. Renewal, saying we should change the way we do things. A language that does not exist in the jargon of political jargon of Emerson Mnangagwa. That on its own portrayed him, especially to those who were listening to his speech, as a man who is actually willing to change ZANU-PF, to change the system, to change the way ZANU-PF operates at the moment. And that on its own, in comparison with Mnangagwa, was busy threatening, forcing things into people, sloganeering a lot, at some point running out of his words. I think maybe dementia was taking toll. His speech was all over the place. You could not understand what exactly he was speaking about. But when it comes to retired General Chiwenga, he used a very, very short space of time. But that speech was mouthful. There is improvement, especially I think his PR is working very, very hard. Also, apart from that, retired General Chiwenga did not dump Blessed Geza, did not also speak against the match that was going on today. He doesn't speak about those things, and he doesn't allow anyone to force him to actually, he is still on his agenda, the very same agenda that he has actually been speaking about since seemingly starting his campaign to the people of Zimbabwe. And I must say, though Mnangagwa was plotting against him, it becomes so difficult to plot against an individual like retired General Chiwenga. He never went to Mnangagwa and apologized. He is still speaking the same language. Even now, he is still in his beliefs, even vowing that he will die for his beliefs. And I can tell you that on its own, we are not looking at other aspects like the grandstanding. And the way these days he has actually improved even dressing and appearance, his public posture vis-a-vis the posture of Mnangagwa. You think it's a president with a very, very scruffy wife. The way they dress, there is absolutely no coordination. Anyway, let me not speak more. But this is what I thought I should ventilate on what is going on today. This is far from being over. Just mark my words. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. For more and detailed videos, please go to Hlonpani Global News on Facebook. I'm posting a lot there. Go there. Some of the issues I may not even discuss them here, but I'm posting a lot, especially for those who need evidence, proof, and don't. It's there on my Facebook page. You follow it so that every time I post something, I think I have posted more than what I'm doing here. Thank you very much once again for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button